Today I am out in the garden harvesting garlic. Now if you haven't seen our video where we planted the garlic, I can put that above or in my description box. So, the garlic. How you know when your garlic is ready to harvest. Let me show you. If you look at the base of your plant, you'll see the bottom 3 leaves are dead. That is how I base when mine are ready. Some of these, you can see this one does too. This one has all of them dead. I just harvest them all at once, all at the same time. And you can see over here, I've already started harvesting some of them. It's been a pretty funny summer up here. At the beginning, it was really, really cold. Cold and a lot of rain. And when I say cold, I'm saying we're still going into June and having 30-degree weather, 30, 40 degrees. It was really cold. So growing things this year has been a challenge. The amount of rain that we've gotten this year has been incredible. And as of the last week, it's been incredibly hot, like really hot, hotter than we're used to in this area. So it's been just a weird summer. So a lot of this garlic is not as big as we had hoped. A lot of our stuff is not growing like we thought it would. It's been a very challenging year. And I've heard that from a lot of you, how challenging it's been in your area. You've either been like us and had a lot of rain, a lot of cold, or you're in an area that has had drought conditions. I mean, it's life, right? It happens. We just kind of have to go with the flow and realize it's gonna happen. So I am glad that we do have garlic. I'm looking on the positive end of things. We have garlic, and even if it's little, it's something. Okay, it's more than what we would have if we didn't plant it. And for me, planting garlic is like the easiest thing ever. You just plant it and then you forget about it until you have to harvest it. Then you just put it out to dry, and once it's dry, you just use it when you want it. So, I mean, to me, it doesn't get any easier than that. So let's start harvesting more of this garlic.
Fresh garlic can be eaten right away. Once you dig it up, you can eat it raw or cooked. We do dry all of our garlic, which is a curing process that will allow the garlic to be stored over several months.
This garlic is a hardneck variety. That's what we grow up here. These ones aren't going to be very big, I'm afraid, with all of the rain and the cold weather that we've gotten. They're really not big. See, you can see in my hand the size. I mean, some of them are a little bit bigger. This one's a little bit bigger, but for the most part, they really don't have the size that I was hoping that they would have.
Hardneck garlic just means that it has a garlic scape that grows from the bulb out of the plant. Soft-neck variety does not do that. And the hardneck variety of garlic is also cold hardy, so that's why we grow it up here. The scapes that grow from these garlic bulbs, they can be used in all kinds of dishes. They're delicious to eat as well. One of the ways that we used our garlic scapes this year was to dehydrate them and then pulse them into a powder using our food processor. This will be delicious, just sprinkled on different foods, used in marinades and soups and roasts, and there's so many different ways that you can use it. It's used just the same as you would regular garlic powder. The taste is a little bit more subtle, and the color of the powder is a little more on the green side.
Once you've picked your garlic, you want to dry your garlic. Now, your spot of choice is up to you, but you want to make sure that it's going to get good airflow, it's going to be dry, and I like it to be a darker place. I mean, it doesn't have to be a dark place, because I've hung it in my pantry before, and, you know, that's dark at night, but other than that, it gets a lot of light. So what we are going to do is put it in our smokehouse. This is a smokehouse that Joe and I built last year. We've yet to use it because we've got to get a stove hooked up to it, and that just isn't priority, I guess, right now. There's so many projects. So this has lots of racks. Whether or not it has enough, I don't know, but we're going to try it and see. And this has a lot of airflow too, so, and it has protection, and it can be dark, and we're going to use this for right now. So I'm gonna get the garlic put in there. I'm gonna be totally transparent with you guys. I was cutting these off in order to be able to fit them all in here and have space and airflow. But my husband just said, maybe we're not supposed to do that. Maybe you're supposed to leave those on there when you're drying them. I don't know. I just thought that you leave it on there so that you would have something to hang them with. But it turns out when I Google it, the garlic bulb is still drawing energy from the leaves, and that helps it to dry. So you want to make sure you keep the leaves on and not cut it like I did, which I did cut these few. The rest of them are all intact. Okay, so right now, at least for a couple, 2 or 3 days, we have this put in place so it can dry. And I say at least for 2 or 3 days because this is not going to be the permanent place for it. We do need to find a more permanent spot for it. Our basement right now is a little too moist, even though we have a dehumidifier running down there. There's just more moisture than we want for this to be sitting in. We'd like to ideally hang it in our garage from the rafters, but we have a project that we're working on, and that's just not going to work, putting it in there. We may eventually get it put in there, but we just need to finish what we're doing in there first before we hang this, if that's what we choose to do. So just wanted to bring you in on the harvest of our garlic. I know I showed you how to plant it, so now we're drying it. And then we'll be using it. So that's always the best part, because it's been a couple of weeks, and you can see I didn't get this moved. I thought maybe we'd move it into the garage, but we still are working on some projects. So the garage is pretty full, but look how dry this stuff is. I mean, it's done really, really well. So I'm glad that we left it in here. And look, we pulled an onion, a couple onions in here. We still have more of those to pull. But everything seems to be doing really well. We have been opening the door on really warm, sunny days. And of course, that helps with the drying process. So thank you for joining me today, and